Podcast cringe. Bert Kreischer's self-destruction is hard to watch. Bert Kreischer's self-destruction is hard to watch. Let's see what's going on here.
So you're 3 months into sobriety.
Can I tell you the crazy part is I just got blood work back.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, don't listen to that.
You've always been perfect.
Dude,
Don't listen to that blood
My
work.
liver now is healthier than it's been in years, and I cannot wait to put a fucking dent in it. Dude, all I hear, I cannot wait for it to go, oh, what happened? I'm so jealous that you're drinking right now.
I'm doing it to make you jealous.
Oh,
Jesus.
it's so good.
He's doing this just for you.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
The last time Ari Shafir appeared on Two Bears, One Cave, Bert threw a tantrum live on air because Ari told him that Rogan cancelled Sober October because Bert kept interrupting everyone and making it about himself. Well, fast forward to this week and Bert's now 3 months into sobriety, except this time it's involuntary.
Right, he's smaller, isn't it? You can tell he's definitely smaller. Definitely lost a lot of weight. The head is way smaller already. Fucking hell, alcohol is brutal, isn't it? Look how baggy the hats are on his head. His head is deflated. Look how the hat's set on his head now. The hats are literally like, it's, you know what I mean? It's swimming in his head. Yo, alcohol is awful, isn't it? Alcohol is so bad for you. He literally looks like he's lost a bunch of air. Fucking hell.
Week and Bert's now 3 months into sobriety, except this time it's involuntary. As you guys know, Bert's latest health scare left him with blood clots that travelled from his legs to his lungs, and the doctors basically told him if he kept drinking, he was gonna die. So the man's been forced into sobriety, whether he...
Yeah, Mr. Girl, I agree. Definitely, Mr. Girl, I definitely agree. The face is definitely, yeah, it's definitely it's de-redded. He's still got a bit of the rash stiff here, but he definitely looks a lot more... Even oh my god, his hands. Look at his hands. Look at his. Remember, his hands would always be red and puffy. Look at his hands, bro. He's got regular like white person's hands now, like skin color hands. Oh my god, look at his hands. He's got regular skin. I don't think I've seen his hands like that ever before. They're usually always red and fucking bloated as well. Whoa. Damn.
he likes it or not. But instead of finally waking up and realizing the benefits of changing his lifestyle, he's now counting down the days until he falls off the wagon again. This guy is so fucking predictable. His bus burning down a couple of months ago was the perfect metaphor for where Bert's at right now, and I'll show you later on in this video how his wife Leanne used that accident to hint that Bert should probably retire soon. And as you guys know, Two Bears, One Cave no longer releases weekly episodes after the backlash against them reached fever pitch. I've covered that in detail on this channel and over on Patreon as well, so I'm not going to go through it again here, but on the latest episode from 2 weeks ago, Bert spoke about where his life was at after his tour bus burnt down.
We should discuss it because God knows you're going to talk about it incessantly.
I haven't talked about it yet.
I know, but this is the
But
best.
I don't really do a podcast as much anymore.
Well, this is the best thing. It's the best life to live. Don't do it too much.
I got to be honest with you. Cutting back was my stand-up's better. Ticket sales are better. I think people were like, I just want to see you on stage.
Enough.
My life is unrecognizable.
Finally realizing it. Fucking, how long did that take? Finally realizing, Jesus Christ, just because he actually has stand-up fans, isn't it? That like going to shows and watching the whole spectacle, the t-shirt off thing. Finally realizing that, hey, just shut the fuck up, please. Shut the fuck up. Keep your fucking stupid stories for the stage, and you'll be fine. You don't need to see or hear from you all the fucking time, especially that fucking. That period of time where he was like obsessed with being like a marketing genius and putting himself everywhere and everywhere. Like, I'm glad that's fucking over.
from 3 months ago. I had 2 dogs 3 months ago. My kids were in LA. I had no blood clots. I had a bus. I had all the shit going.
Big up Crambo. Keep the bender going, bro. Big up Crambo. Keep the fucking bender going.
On.
And I've got to say, ever since Bert stopped drinking, he actually looks a lot better.
Yeah, 100%.
Sure, he's showing his age a bit more now that his face isn't blotchy and bloated every day, but overall, you can tell he's a lot healthier than he was
100%.
just a few months ago.
100%.
Except when Ari came in for this week's episode and started teasing him by drinking straight from a bottle of vodka, something snapped in Bert, and he started romanticizing about his drinking days.
They know what it
I
does.
love what's about to happen to you.
What?
It's about to get warm,
Yeah.
and you're about to melt into your seat, and a thunderstorm could come running up on you, and you wouldn't fucking move. A shark could swim up to you, and you feel confident enough to push its nose away.
Clearly, he's learnt nothing. Compare how he looks right now, sitting there sober, clear-eyed, in better shape than he's been in years, to this ad read they opened this very episode with, which was clearly pre-recorded back when he was still drinking like a fish.
This is the best vodka in the world. You're talking about a man that's put 10,000 hours.
Oh my God. Podcast cringe. Great clip. Oh my God. Wow. His lips are bloated. Everything's puffy. Eyes, nose, lips. Like, oh. Wow. Alcohol is crazy, isn't it? Fucking hell. Look at alcohol. No wonder people say it's more dangerous than any drug, isn't it, really? Alcohol really is more dangerous than any other drug, really. Let's think about it. It really is. With how easy available it is, with how cheap it is, alcohol truly is worse than any other fucking hard drug out there, honestly. Look what it can do to somebody. And just quitting it for 3 months does this. 3 months off of the booze. You end up looking like this. 3 months only. Wow.
Like a fish.
This is the best vodka in the world. You're talking to a man who's put 10,000 hours into a couple things: eating pussy and drinking vodka. I'll bring my wife in if you want. I'm pretty good at the first one too. But this is better than pussy. This is the best vodka you're ever going to have. It's clean. My sleep score is through the roof because of it. It tastes clean. Everyone I've given it to.
My sleep score, honestly, like, so irresponsible with it. This is a real irresponsible use of having a platform. Real irresponsible use of having a platform. My sleep is better because I drink whiskey. Because I drink fucking vodka. My sleep score, are you for real? My sleep score is better.
Loves this vodka. Tom, tell him.
They opened Ari's episode with that Porosos promotion, which I'm pretty sure is probably illegal, especially considering the false claims Bert made about the alleged benefits of drinking his own brand of vodka, like his sleep score being through the roof because Porosos is good for you. Yeah, okay, buddy. Have these guys learnt nothing from Rogan and his alpha brain lol suits? And the worst part is that pre-recorded ad read is now going out to hundreds of thousands of people who have no idea that Bert can't even drink the stuff he's promoting because he's on blood thinners for a condition that drinking his own vodka helped create in the first place. Jeez. But like I said, Bert's already planning for the day he gets to drink again because he is so self-destructive it's not even funny anymore. There's so much happening in this next clip. Ari even let slip something that people have been accusing him of for years about why he loves taking time off to travel throughout Asia. Just quickly though, make sure you check out the link in the description to my Patreon and
pull the
in podcast history.
Do you still have your pull the latch day? Is it still
July 12th.
It's happening.
What is
July
that?
12th.
You're gonna drink.
And I would put this to you.
July 12th, you get to drink again?
Yeah.
You should record yourself.
I was thinking about what would be a great city to fall off the wagon.
New Orleans, Louisiana.
New Orleans can be a little depressing in the
Phnom
morning.
Penh.
What?
Phnom Penh, child.
Phnom Penh?
Phnom Penh, Cambodia.
Okay. Once again, that's too far of a flight.
Okay. Let's keep thinking.
Okay.
I think you want the beach.
What I want is 3 days of drinking. I want 3 days
Beach.
of like of like Cayman Islands, get up, cocktail in the pool, run it in the afternoon.
You should book this ahead of time so it's like a whole thing. This is just how I look at my own unwinding. I never really unwind until I leave the country. So like I think if you go to like, even if it's a Caribbean island, it's not that far, but you're just unplugged from home, it's going to be a more fun experience.
And plus July, summertime.
Ari trying to sell Bert on Cambodia is crazy work. It reminds me of Bobby Lee's Tijuana story, which to this day, people aren't completely convinced was made up. But on the Bert side of things, this man is seriously going to hurt himself at...
Hold on. Is there a suggestion that Ari likes to go to these countries to fuck underage girls? That's what people are trying to say. I can say it because I'm a nobody. I'm a small-timer fucking content creator out here. Podcast Cringe's got a bit more of a bigger media empire to look after or to be wary of. But is the suggestion that Ari Shafir is like Bobby Lee or how he used to be, in that he likes to go to these Southeast Asian or these East Asian countries in order to like sleep with underage girls or young girls? Is that true? I don't know. I don't get that vibe from Ari. I'm not gonna lie. I get more of a D-Gen. druggy vibe from Ari as opposed to like a sex tourism creepy guy. I don't know. What do you guys get? Am I the only one that's thinking that? Do you think Ari goes to these countries to fuck kids? What are you guys saying? Big up Josie. Owen Benjamin yelled at about really? Oof, Owen Benjamin. He's a nutter, but he's a good source because he's known these guys for a long time. Owen Benjamin's a fucking nutcase, but he's known these guys for a long fucking time. He's been around. You know? Segura with the super director, yeah, okay. I don't know. Honestly, I don't think I've ever got that creepy vibe from Ari Shafir. Maybe just me though.
First, I thought this forced break from drinking because of the blood clots was a good thing in disguise. You know, maybe it'd be the wake-up call he's needed for years. But now I'm
yeah, I think he's I think we're kind of similar in that way with travel. I like traveling mostly for the lore, for the bit. The bit is like the random experiences, the random interactions. So I think part of it is just that, wanting to be somewhere where you're going to have random interactions. Also, probably want to be somewhere where your money goes way longer. You can imagine if you're like an American person and you're going to places like Bali or Cambodia with like, a stand-up comedian salary, a podcaster's salary, you're going to live like a king, So there's a bit of that as well. Let me go to these places where I'm going to live like a king instead of like, living like a pauper in Miami or something. So that probably plays into it as well. But yeah, I don't know. It's just a what? Ari, like, I don't know. I'm surprised because I'm sure if Podcast Cringe is mentioning it, it's probably something that people have said before, I don't think he's the only one that's mentioning what he's mentioned there about Ari in these countries. So yeah, crazy.
realizing he's going to come back from this even worse than he was before. It's like those statistics on obese people who lose a bunch of weight only to put on more weight than they had before they started. It's the pendulum swing. They're making up for lost time, and that's exactly what's about to happen with Bert on July 12th.
But yeah, July 12th, I fall off and I can't.
Why? What is this? What's going on?
I got a blood clot in my leg and traveled to my lungs.
Oh.
And so I got on blood thinners. Dude, I
thought you were already on blood thinners.
Let me tell you the thing.
Exactly.
No. I take baby aspirin. But when they told me I couldn't drink for 6 months.
Yeah.
Dude, it felt like.
Death sentence?
What am I supposed to do for the Super Bowl? And the doctor was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, NASCAR, I got the Daytona 500. South Beach Food and Wine Festival. What are we talking about? Like, how am I going to do this?
It's in the name.
And then you don't drink, and then you're like, oh, I cannot drink for anything. Like, not drinking is.
It's not been hard?
Not at all.
Not at all?
Not at all. Not one bit. Not one bit. The hardest part, honestly, is flying.
That is such bullshit. I've discussed.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I don't believe that in the slight. I don't believe that one bit. How can you find it difficult to fly without drinking? but then everything else is okay. That makes no. It should be the actual opposite. It makes no sense. It's probably hurting him every single day, but he physically can't do it. And if he does, he does. Like the only thing Bert cares more about drinking is probably not dying. With the amount of times he talks about, I want to be remembered, I want people to cry at my fucking funeral, all that nonsense. He definitely has a fear of death. So that blood clot thing was probably the best thing that happened to him. It sounds horrible to say, but that blood clot he got was probably the best thing to happen to him because it feared him into action. That fear of death feared him into action because he doesn't want to die. He wants to enjoy his fame. He wants to enjoy his wealth. He's rich. I mean, he wants to live life. So that kind of stopped him in his tracks and allowed him to kind of fix up. But I don't believe this, I don't want to drink. Like, yeah, you do. If you're fantasizing about it that much, planning out the day you're going to fall off the wagon, you're definitely thinking about it more than you probably would like to admit.
Discussed this on a video from a couple of years ago about addicts, where I shared a story about trying to help a friend of mine quit drinking, and the biggest thing I realized at the time was that the hardest part wasn't physically not drinking, it was coming to terms with the fact that he'd never be able to drink again. That's the thing that...
Interesting. I wonder if that... Oh, that's so tragic. That's so tragic. I wonder if that kind of partly explains why some people don't even bother to quit in the first place. I wonder if some alcoholics would rather drink themselves to death because the idea of not being able to drink again is worse than trying. That is crazy, but I bet that's probably some truth in that, isn't it? Oh my God. That's such a good point. Pick up podcast. That's such a good point. I never thought about it that way. Once you enter sobriety, you'll actually have to wrangle with the idea that you're never going to be able to drink again. You're never going to be that person that you once were. Whatever version of it that you thought, you know what I mean? You have like a whole you have a whole other life. You have to kind of get used to and, be okay with. Shit.
Really dawned on him, and he just couldn't get past it. I could see it in his eyes. That's what broke him, just the permanence of it all, knowing that his old life was over and this was just who he was now. By the way, he's divorced now and living alone in a one-bedroom apartment. His wife married one of his other friends and has a child with him. Yeah, the whole situation was...
I know Leanne's like a bit of a rider. She also enjoys the fact that, she's got this great arrangement with him, but I wonder how Leanne's going to feel. They've probably had some of the best 3 months they've ever had as a couple. I bet you. I don't know. Again, I'm just reading from the outside in. But imagine what Bert was like before, right? Pissing in the swimming pool, showering in the swimming pool, going to bed stinking like booze. When you had a really like heavy night and you've been drinking a lot, and you start sweating in the bed and your sweat smells like the alcohol you've been drinking. And also, there's no more smellier, stinkier of a smell than walking into a room where someone is drunk. You can't smell it when you're drunk, when you're in there, but when someone else walks in, it's like that stench is horrible. Right? So they probably had a great 3 months, Bert and Leanne, you'd imagine, as a couple, as a married couple, as just friends, whatever. They probably had a great last 3 months. He's been awake, he's been attentive, he's been this, he's been that. And then he's going to suddenly, throw it out the window on July or June, whatever that fucking date is. I wonder how she would feel about that. You got all this stuff he's gained, and then he's just going to throw it all away for one night or 3 nights, whatever, fucking debauchery. It's like, come on. Come on.
Fucked up. And I remember him being able to stop for weeks at a time without too much difficulty, but that was only because he knew he was going to drink again soon, and when he did, he was totally out of control, straight back to square one, and even worse, to be honest. Bert is so delusional, it's the exact same shit with him. He's not finding it hard to stay sober because he's got a date in his mind for when he can start up again, and he's already planning the city, the drinks, and the whole fucking schedule. The guy is so self-destructive.
So you're 3 months into sobriety.
Can I tell you the crazy part is I just got blood work back.
Yeah.
Well, don't listen to that.
You've always been perfect.
Dude,
don't listen to that blood
My
work.
liver now is healthier than it's been in years, and I cannot wait to put a dent in it. Dude, all I hear, I cannot wait for it to go, oh, what happened? I'm like ready to get after it.
It's almost like you can connect these dots.
Blood pressure, Tom,
Perfect.
low.
Really?
I got low blood. They're taking me off meds.
No way.
Wow.
I'm off meds. I'm on like it's.
Do you
Wait,
realize?
so no part of you goes, I'm going to not drink now?
Like everybody's
I'm
in
sorry,
the
I'm sorry.
fucking.
The way his buddies just sit there and laugh in his face because he sounds so ridiculous is crazy.
But it's the best way to do it though, because there's no point of wasting like people like this. The amount of conversations that they probably had with Bert in private, you know, his friends, they know there's no point. So you might as well just laugh. You might as well just mock him. You might as well just make one big joke out of it. There's no point even trying to get serious, trying to speak sense to him, trying to reason with him, offer this opinion. There's no point. You're going to waste your breath, and there's nothing worse than giving people advice who you feel like need it and then realizing they didn't listen to anything and just going to do what they want to do anyway. You feel like you wasted your breath, wasted your time. There's no need until they're ready to change or to move it. I mean, why even bother? Why even fucking bother? So just, why not just laugh? Just fucking smirk and keep it moving, because this guy is going to do what he's going to do anyway, and it'll pan out how it pans out.
Bert just loves the attention. He'll say whatever he has to say to get a reaction out of Tom and Ari, even if what he's saying is basically announcing to the world that he can't wait to ruin the one piece of good news he's had in years. I can't imagine how hard it is for his wife and daughters to hear him say that shit, knowing how much his drinking has damaged their lives over the years. And even when he's experiencing firsthand how much better his life could be without it, he's bragging about how he can't wait to wreck all the good he's done on July 12. As usual, though, it gets so much worse. Bert's delusions are out of control.
Let's break it down.
Let's break it down.
You will not be remembered. No one will remember you.
Yeah.
You will have no legacy.
Wow.
When you're the last person that remembers your name is dead, no one will ever talk about you again.
Right.
That's it. It's over. Life's a cash grab.
That's true.
So don't ever fucking think it's anything more than a cash grab.
Okay.
All these fucking influencers waking up and cold plunging and sauna.
What's this about? What's brought out all of them? I wonder if that happens, by the way. I wonder if that's like a point, if that's a part of sobriety. I wonder. Let me see if that is. Let's just type that in there. Let's type that in. Do recently sober people suffer from nihilism? Is that a thing? Yeah, there we go. Interesting. Yes, many individuals in early sobriety experience feelings of nihilism, often characterized by a sense of despair, apathy, and a belief that life has no inherent meaning or purpose. This phenomenon is frequently linked to the brain's adjustment period after substance use stops, as well as the emotional challenges of confronting reality without artificial stimulants. Wow. Okay. Yeah, big up the stream chat. Oh yeah, big up, big up my guy Shades. Big up my guy Shades. Wagwan G. Spoiler alert, it gets worse. Oh, don't say that. Oh my god, don't say that. Big up Shades. Bert sounds like a lunatic with justification logic exactly. Big up Sunken Cathedral. Bert blames his intrinsic stupidity on alcohol. If he quit drinking, he'd still be just as annoying and dumb. Yeah, that's a really good point. That's a really good point. Bert blames his intrinsic stupidity on alcohol. If he quit drinking, he'd be just as annoying. That's a very good point. He probably knows that deep. There's probably a bit of self-loathing in there too, isn't it? He probably knows that deep down as well. He knows that deep down. Yo, big up Daz McGee, Wagwan G. Big up Daz McGee. Addicts won't listen. Exactamente. Addicts won't. Plus, I don't know. Maybe because in my life, I've always been the person in my life, unfortunately, right? It's a heavy fucking burden, LOL. But I've always been a person in my life who always has people asking me for advice. And it's always, I don't know, I've always felt weird about that. Because I don't even have my own life in order. Why are you asking me for advice? But what I've noticed is that sometimes people don't want advice. They just want to be heard. They want their, whatever. They want their feelings to be, I don't say validate. No, they just want to be heard. They want to be heard. Or they don't want to be fixed. They don't want a solution. You know? They don't want that either. So whenever they're ready. But most time, people don't really want the advice. They might want to be heard. They might just want to rant. They might just want to moan, whatever. But they very rarely are they ready. You know. Same here goes for him. But it must be a weird place, like, because Bert definitely cares way more about not dying than drinking. So what a weird predicament to be in, where you get told by the doctor, if you don't stop drinking, you're gonna die. And Bert hates the idea of dying. He wants to live forever, do fucking taking off his t-shirt, running around, tour busing, all this. I mean, he loves his life. He loves the life he's created for himself, right? He does not want to not stop having it. So it must be a weird place to be in, because the only reason why he stopped drinking was to continue the life that he loves so much. But a big part of the life that he loves so much is the drinking. Whee! Yo, big up Cathedral. If anyone interested in development, it's Bert. Exactly. See that she got the yoga instructor. Ari drugged Bert with Molly without telling him, and you think he doesn't hook up with underage people in the country where it's legal. I guess I'm naive. I don't know. I just don't get the vibe of him hooking up with kids. I don't know. Maybe I'm not good at reading people. I don't know. Maybe I'm not good at reading people. I just don't get a pedo vibe from Ari. I'm not gonna lie. I know he looks fucking insane with the beard and shit, but I have to be honest. Like, I don't really get a pedo vibe from Ari. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really get it. I'm not gonna lie at all. I don't get it. But maybe I'm you know, I've got my blinders on and shit. Let's get back to the video. Where's the video? Where are you? What tab are ya? Where are you? There you go.
And running 12 miles and doing 100 miles, thinking that they're going to leave a legacy. You're not. But that's all I'm getting is influencers. Sobriety is their brand, where they're trying to monetize it. You know, like.
Look at how disgusted he is at the idea of somebody monetizing sobriety when he monetizes alcoholism. How's that not dissimilar? How's that not different? How's that not fucking different? Or how's that not the same thing? How is that not the same thing? Bert is disgusted at the idea of somebody monetizing sobriety, yet his entire life was about monetizing being an alcoholic.
Some piece of garbage today on the side of a thing, and he was like, I got 300 days sober, I got custody of my daughter back. And you're like immediately and he goes, I clear $1 million a year. If you too want to learn how to clear $1 million a year, I'm like,
your daughter back.
Get out of here, you couldn't handle it. I would run you over with my car for drugs. I would do anything for drugs. And then I go, and they're like, but I got God first, family second, my church third, and then I'm like, and you are still one key bump away from sucking my like.
Fucking hell. So much anger and rage. You think you'd have a lot more sympathy or empathy with people who are struggling with addiction, going through what they're going through, maybe seeing a bit of himself in other people's struggles and challenges. But he's so angry and vengeful and bitter. Like why is he so mad? This must be a normal thing of addiction, right? This must be a normal sobriety thing. He's so angry at other people who are trying to put their lives back together. They're trying to heal. They're trying to do right. And he's like, it's upsetting him. Like, what? Isn't it better to make sobriety your fucking lifestyle, your part of your brand, part of your identity, than it is to just maybe, I don't know, freeball it, whatever. Freestyle it and try from there. Isn't it better to actually with some level of intention try your darndest to get your life together, especially if you've got people that are looking up that are kind of have your best interest. I don't know, it's just a strange thing that he's just really freaking out at the thought of people getting their lives together.
Let's be clear, like, you're not there, you didn't fix the problem.
Also, I run you over my car to get drugs. You can just buy it.
Yeah.
You don't have to hurt anybody. You just buy it from the dealer.
All I get are sobriety stories.
You have a gun?
Yeah, big up Casual. Yeah, he's not saying it. He's just a rich prick not getting his way. 100%. I don't know. It's just wild, man. Wild how he's fucking saying what he's saying there. Fucking wild. Big up, Casual.
Before I go any further, if you've been hitching their recovery, but Bert is so much worse than any of those guys. Mocking someone for getting their life together, getting clean, and getting custody of their own daughter back is wild, especially from a guy who just had a literal blood clot travel to his lungs and is being...
Yo, big up Key P, big up all my Kiwis, big up Key P, big up all my Kiwis, big up everybody over there in New Zealand. I appreciate it, brother.
Told by his own doctors to stop drinking or he will probably die. That's the thing about Bert that I keep coming back to, and I've said this so many times on this channel. If you take the money out of Bert's life, he's a straight up bum. The fact that he brings in millions of dollars a month is the single biggest enabler in his life. Nobody around him would put up with his bullshit if the money wasn't coming in.
100%, yeah, for sure. But that also is part of his, like, that's also a part of his appeal and I think ego in a way. Appealing like he's like the everyman, right? There's a lot more people out there like Bert living a regular 9-to-5 normal life. So they probably maybe live somewhat vicariously for him in that respect. But it also adds to his ego because it's like, yeah, I really shouldn't be here, but here I am. Here I fucking am, and it's all due to the strength and power of my own intellect and my this and my hustle and my whatever. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. That rant was crazy. He sounded so angry. Actually, I need to replay that because the rage was weird. Like, what the fuck did that rage come from? Let's replay that again. That rage was fucking insane.
Let's break it down.
Let's break it down.
You will not be remembered. No one will remember you.
Yeah.
You will have no legacy.
Wow.
When you're the last person that remembers your name is dead, no one will ever talk about you again.
Right.
That's it. It's over. Life's a cash grab.
That's true.
So don't ever fucking think it's
Life's a cash grab. Fuck everything. Like, all right, bro. Like, don't you have children? Like, don't you have like daughters who are probably gonna get married and have kids and stuff? Whatever. Like, what a weird perspective to have.
anything more than a cash grab.
Okay.
All these fucking influencers waking up and cold plunging and sauna and running 12 miles and doing 100 miles, thinking that they're going to leave a legacy. You're not. But that's all I'm getting is influencers. Sobriety is their brand where they're trying to monetize it. Mm-hmm. You know, like I saw some piece of garbage today on the side of a thing, and he was like, I got 300 days sober. I got custody of my daughter back. And you're like immediately.
But this is a great thing, brother. Big up the algorithm. This is a great thing. He needs this. This is a great thing. Big up the algorithm for pumping this sort of stuff to his timeline or to his feed. Big up the algo. Big up the fucking algo for pumping this sort of content into his feed and getting him this hot and bothered and flustered because it's going to be on his mind a lot more. This is good. Really good for the algo. Big up the algo.
And he goes, I clear $1 million a year. If you too want to learn how to clear $1 million a year, I'm like,
your daughter back.
Get out of here. You couldn't handle it. I would run you over with my car for drugs. I would do anything for drugs. And then I go, and they're like, but I got God first, family second, my church third. And then I'm like, and you are still one key bump away from sucking my. Like, let's be clear. Like, you're not there. You didn't fix the problem.
Also, I run you over my car to get drugs. You can just buy it.
Yeah.
You don't have to hurt anybody. You just buy it from a dealer.
All I get are sobriety stories.
Before I go any further, if you've been enjoying my videos, doesn't say phone doctors to stop coming back, living much worse. Don't miss out on influencers are trying to monetize their recovery. But Bert is so much worse than any of those guys. Mocking someone for getting their life together, getting clean, and getting custody of their own daughter back is wild, especially from a guy who just had a literal blood clot travel to his lungs and is being told by his own doctors to stop drinking or he will probably die. That's the thing about Bert that I keep coming back to, and I've said this so many times on this channel. If you take the money out of Bert's life, he's a straight up bum. The fact that he brings in millions of dollars a month is the single biggest enabler in his life. Nobody around him would put up with his bullshit if the money wasn't coming in. And just listen to the way he talks about drinking. Listen to how happy it makes him. I have never, and I mean never, heard Bert speak about his wife or his daughters the way he talks about alcohol.
All these kids these days, they're not drinking. They're all microdosing. You know, part of the fun of drinking, and I wish marijuana offered this. Like I was talking to someone about starting a weed company, but here's what I want. I want such low dose weed at the same ratio as alcohol. Part of the fun of drinking is doing it. Is do you want another
Passing
one?
it.
Do you want another one? Do you want to, hey, one more before you go? That energy. The thing when you take 10 milligrams of an edible, then you're done. And you're just like, well, the imbibing is gone.
Yeah.
Alcohol is such a brilliant social lubricant in life. I mean, I've met so many people.
Jesus Christ. Could you imagine hearing your dad talking like this about alcohol and not about you? Could you imagine hearing your dad talking about alcohol like this and not about you?
People on planes, in bars, so many great times are had when that person breaks their willpower and goes, fine, let's have a drink. And all these kids are missing out on that. And they're just like, I got up, I worked out, I'm this, I do. The manosphere, you know, you don't need alcohol, you just need to work out. Let me show you a kettlebell complex. And you're like, what the It makes no sense to me.
So you're going to go hard in.
Yeah.
And then you're allowed to, like, there's no ease back up. You're allowed to, once they say July 12th, you're just allowed.
Well, I'm in production. I think I'm in
this.
production in July. There's part of me that says, don't cheat it. Like, don't cheat it.
Yeah.
This is my first time drinking. I want to, what I may do on July 12th, right? Have one beer to break the number, to get rid of the number. The number f***s you up. The number f***s everyone up in AA. I talked to someone the other day.
How many days you've had sober?
He goes, 375 days. I went, what? And he goes, 375 days. I wish I'd never started counting. And I was like, really? He goes, the numbers.
By the way, big up Ari moving that bottle towards him. Honestly, he's a villain. Ari's a villain. You see Ari moving the vodka bottle towards Bert. Honestly, Ari's a fucking villain. He's a comic book villain. Look how he moves the bottle towards Bert.
375 days. I wish I'd never started counting.
So good. Honestly, I gotta get a zoom in on that one.
5 days. I went, what? And he was 375 days. I wish I'd never started counting. And I was like, really? I went, what? And he was 375 days. I wish I'd never started counting.
That is so good. Oh my god. We should be surprised though, isn't it? He's the one that did secretly like, I don't know. Only a comedian, isn't it? Only a comedian could do this, isn't it? Only a comedian could do this. Because I don't know, how could you be friends with somebody after that? After that whole like MDMA thing, spiking your drink. I don't think a normal person could be friends with somebody that did that to them, you know? Like in your family home with your kids around and your wife and shit. And he spikes your drink. And now you're here like high off MDMA. Involuntary. You know, you're like pinging in your fucking house. So it's no surprise that Ari's doing it. No surprise that Ari's doing this.
375 days. I went, what? And he was 375 days. I wish I'd never started
Yeah, someone
counting.
who says opiates,
and I was like, really? He goes, the numbers me up. He goes, I don't have a problem. But he goes, I'm obsessed with the number.
I get.
Only is that like a thing as well, by the way? So Bert is talking to people that are in AA, but the kind of people that complain about the function of AA. The ones that complain about stuff like what? The number of days you're sober, which he sees as an annoyance, but it's meant to be like an encouragement thing, right? It's meant to give you a bit of an accountability. It's meant to be more of an encouragement thing of like, hey, you've done it this long, don't break it for this stupid. I mean, it's meant to be all those type of things. And yeah, I just don't get it. I really don't fucking get it. Really, really don't. It's almost like it's almost like Bert has like attracted, like a magnet, other people in AA who are just as fucked up as he. Because that's what happens, right? I'm assuming in AA, not everybody is like in it for the same reason. Some people are in there for validation, you know? Maybe to learn lines, but they're not all in it for the same reason. So yeah, I get how it happened. I definitely can understand how that shit happened, but it's fucking weird how he seems to meet all these people who are like have all these strong opinions about everything. It's like, okay.
That with Duolingo.
Tom trying to relate to alcoholics through his Duolingo streak is one of the most Tom Segura things I've ever heard in my life. The guy is one of the most unrelatable humans on the planet, sitting somewhere up there with Peter Thiel and Elon Musk, except no, they're not really humans, are they? Equating a language learning app streak with the daily struggle of recovering alcoholics is the kind of thing you can only say when you've been rich for so long you've forgotten what actual hardship looks like. And did you catch what Bert said there? The best moments of his entire life have been drinking on planes or meeting strangers in bars. No mention of his daughters being born, no mention of his wedding day, no mention of his first stand-up special, nothing about his family at all. That right there tells you everything you need to know about what Bert values most in his life. He basically chases the approval of random strangers for validation, and when he says he loves breaking their willpower and watching them give in and have a drink with him, what he really means is he loves when other people enable his own lifestyle because it validates his addiction to himself. The irony is he's literally describing how Tom and Rogan behave with him when they try to push ahead.
By the way, I don't think that point he made about, he likes to break people when they don't want to have a drink, I don't think it's that. I just think he just likes to have people hang out and drink. Simple as that.
Healthier lifestyle on him, and he resents it every single time they bring it up. And if you're in AA, chasing your sobriety milestones is a much better use of your time than drinking. What the fuck is Bert even saying there? He's attacking people for finding meaning and recovery while simultaneously planning out his own relapse. Man, but if you go back to the previous episode of Two Bears, Bert actually reveals something that explains all of this behavior. The guy seriously needs professional help.
Can I tell you what I was really thinking? They had given me half a Xanax when I got the blood clots to get to lower my blood pressure, to put me in the EKG or one of those machines. And I thought to myself, I'm gonna have a couple cocktails when I get home. The Xanax is gonna kick in double, and I'm going to pass out. I'm going to sleep like a god. And she was like, you can't drink. And I was like, ooh. And I almost said, but I have half a Xanax in me. This is the best time to drink.
Yeah.
I think about Zins more than I do booze, or nicotine more than I do booze.
And you can't do that?
I could if I want to, but that's the hardest thing to kick in the world.
Yeah, I'm pretty bad, bro.
How many are you doing a day?
I have no idea.
And you're a rogue, right? Mm-hmm. Because I can't drink. That's I can't, there's no tap out of it. I had an anxiety attack on the bus when I still had the bus. I had an anxiety attack, random. I have no idea where it came from. And I was like, whoa, I sat up where I'm like, oh, I can't get out of this. And then I was like, well, I can't have a drink, and I can't have a Zin, and I can't smoke.
Fucking hell, he's a real addict, isn't it? Even the panic and the over fucking fixation is brother, relax. It's just booze, man. It's not that deep. But then it is that deep because he's an alcoholic. But it's all this negative, nervous, frantic, anxious-laden energy over booze. Really? Fuck. He's been drinking hard since he was in college. He's 50 now. Aren't you bored? Aren't you fucking bored? I started my fucking adult vitamins and booze journey very late in life, right? Like I always said, I think my first drink and my first bit of fucking adult vitamins was around 22, 23. I started super late. I was kind of a sheltered person, but even now, I'm kind of over it. Kind of bored, you know? I don't even go to fucking clubs as much as I used to in the past. It's kind of gets boring. I can't imagine a guy like Bert who's used to live in a frat house and all that shit. It's you can't just get over it and move past it. You're still on this booze thing, really? To the point where it's dictating everything and making you fantasize and dream about scenarios that never happened. Oh yeah. Weird lad.
Weed, and there's no Xanax on this bus. And I was like, whoa, what am I going to do? I was like, I need something to get myself away from it. Do you know what I did? I turned on porn. And I was like, I wonder if I get aroused, if that'll shut my brain off for the panic. And it did. Oh, I'm not having a panic. I'm not thinking about my panic.
Yeah, exactly. Big up. Yeah, exactly. Everything Drake is fake. Is yeah, Aries a sociopath, psychopath. Big up KP. Big up Casual. It's always all about Bert and the therapy session for that drunken moron. Exactly. Having a friend like this in real life must be so exhausting, man. Having a friend like this where every conversation ends up being a therapy session is I don't know. I guess it helps because he's fun and funny, but I don't know. I think I'd wave the white flag at some point, every time. Every fucking time, long conversation about some nonsense. Oh yeah, enough. I had to stop. Big up El Machi. I wonder if his liver looks like. Big on Krieger. I had to stop drinking because I got a knee surgery done. Been a few months. Feel good. Bert reminds me of me, don't he? Yeah. It's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy work. Z's personality is being drunk. That guy without fail. Who is he? A true? Cool. Let's continue.
Panic right now.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about that thing in that girl's as she works behind the door, the desk of a fucking bodega.
Actually, let me
It's
put
one-
the blinds here because the light's coming through and it's too.
Girl, I don't know how she got my algorithm, but I watched it and the arousal turned me off. Nicotine, I think about probably twice a day.
Bert, you need rehab, bro. Like proper inpatient rehab.
Agreed fully with podcast cringe that one. After listening to Agreed, he definitely needs proper help. That's true. So true. Inpatient. He definitely needs it. Big up podcast cringe. He 100% agreed.
You have a problem that is so much deeper than just drinking. Imagine being his wife sitting in the next room, listening to him casually explain how the only way he can overcome his anxiety without alcohol or weed is to rub one out to videos of girls his own daughter's age. And for the love of God, can someone please explain to Bert that his wife has completely checked out?
Can I tell you what Leanne said?
What?
And by the way, she's welcome. She's here. She can defend herself.
Yeah.
I said to her, like that day, the bus is still smoldering.
Yeah.
I say to Leanne, what the fuck are we going to do about this tour? And I said to Leanne, am I going to...
Yo, big up my nuts.
Are we going to buy another bus or build another bus? And Leanne says, the bus is still smoldering. I don't know. How much longer are you going to be doing this for?
Oh.
Huh?
Great point.
Wait, so where are we with the bus? Are you getting another bus?
Great point.
I have 5 buses that they offered me, but no one's going to make the bus I made.
I understand.
And so
You won't pre-order? You won't order another bus?
make another bus. It took too long to make.
And how long are you going to do this for?
Can you believe she said that to me?
I mean, it's a reasonable point, I guess.
How much longer are you going to do this for?
I don't know.
Good point. Big up Leanne. Asking the most important questions here. How long are you going to keep doing this? Good point. How long? How fucking long? Are you going to keep getting on fucking tour buses, putting your face all over the side of them? How fucking long are we going to keep this shit up? How long?
Yeah, these guys have both checked out. They've got enough money between them to pay for a divorce, split what's left over, and both come out the other side with enough to retire on comfortably for the rest of their lives. Right now, Bert's a ticking time bomb, counting down the days until July 12th, when he gets to undo every bit of progress his body's made in the last 3 months. And the saddest part is he's not even hiding it. He's doing it live on air in front of hundreds of thousands of people, completely surrounded by enablers, and he still can't see how bad it actually is. The blood clot didn't change him, the near-death experience with his bus burning to the ground didn't change him, even the sleep divorce with his wife Leanne and all her warnings haven't changed him, not even the 92 days of forced sobriety. The most honest thing this man has said on his own podcast in months is, I cannot wait to put a fucking dent in it. This is just sad to watch at this point. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, big up Podcast Cringe. Big up fucking Podcast Cringe. That was brilliant. Brilliant observation from him. Brilliant observation. You don't think so? Why don't you think so, Sunken Cathedral? Let me know. Expound. Sunken Cathedral, my friend. Expound. Why don't you think rehab would work on Bert? Why don't you think a bit of rehab would work on Bert? Why don't you think so? Big up James Bank. Bert is so focused on his liver, but I bet it'll be a pancreas or kidneys or something else that finally gets him. Yeah, good point, James Banks. Good point. Good fucking point. It's a medical miracle that he's still standing, to be fair. It's a medical miracle that he's still standing, given how much he drinks. Because there was a period, do you remember there was a period where he was lying about how much he drank? Because he hated people like being shocked or telling him to chill out. Do you remember? Do you remember there was that period where he would lie? Imagine being a podcaster content. Like I never lie on here. I don't, for the most part, I never lie on here. I try not to lie on here because it's like, why bother? Do you know what I mean? You're just talking to people on the internet anyway. Like, if you're gonna be, if you're gonna try to be honest, at least try and be honest on the internet. There's no need to like pretend to do something you're not doing. So, and also when you do this sort of stuff, when you're talking to a mic and you're in front of a camera, it's pretty hard to lie. It's, you know what I mean? By you've got tales that you don't even know you have. You say things that you don't even remember you said, so it's impossible. You're rather better pretend the truth. But I do remember there was a period in time where Bert would purposely play down how much he was drinking because he didn't like people giving him lectures or telling him to chill. Like, so he would purposely play it down. So I can only imagine how much he really does drink day to day. He must have been really necking shit back. House probably always full with booze, always drinking on the road. Every comedy club he goes to, he's always a drink. I mean, So yeah, maybe. So in that case, someone like that would need rehab. They'd need proper, like, as podcast screen, proper inpatient, rehab. Like, hey, go away from this place for a bit. Your phone get taken away from you, and you just kind of like stay here and get better. I think that he needs that for sure. He needs that for sure. Whether or not he'll get it, is another thing. Whether or not he'll get it is a completely other thing.